Just a second. There we go. Okay. Definitely. Well, willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome to Adrenaline Racing League Season 2, first race of the season in the Red Bull Ring in Austria. My name is Webbo, and I'm joined by Ivan. Good evening, Ivan. It's definitely going to be a challenge out there. It looks very difficult and slippery. Yeah. He really is. Just getting some temperature into the tyres. We've only got one Red Bull out there, I've just been told, but Barchi is already on. Just a big thank you to our season sponsor, Come to Your Life Fashion Design, and Come to Your Life will be giving out the prize for the champion at the end of this season. So an extra little thing for everybody to be fighting over. AJ, or we're calling him ARL or 33 here, he's the league owner and he's the first one out the pits. He knows how to get the car on screen, I know that much for sure. And he's about to take on a lap. Do you want to take us through it there, Ivan, on these slippery conditions? Yeah, nice early time from Molly there. Excellent stuff. Just want to check that we've got sound coming through. I think, Ivan, we just need to double check that audio share setting on the broadcast. I'm not sure. Your excellent track guide just came through on the stream. So we'll perhaps run again in a few minutes. Dittellick making a return to this group of drivers. We know him from a previous iteration of the league. Dittellick is in the Alfa Romeo with his ex-teammate Ben Watson as well, and they reunited for a little bit of retro excellence. They were fantastic in Division 2, I remember. So let's see, we got the good teammates back together again, and Dittel is about halfway around the track right now, coming on to the double fast left-handers of turn 6 and 7.
I think voice should be good now. For some reason, it wasn't set to allow share.
Correct. I've just checked that, and we're all good. We're back with you, so we'll wait for the next hot lap, and you can take us through once again with some practice. Well, Dittel throws the car into turn 9, goes into turn 10, and very gentle on the throttle on the way out. What's it going to be? It's significantly slower, and we were talking, Ivan, about his. He may have been missing from league racing for some time, so might take a little bit of time just to get back up to speed.
Yeah, I know Dittel was a good driver. We know Dittel I know that, you know that. I raced against him and Ben in the league, which was predecessor of this league. When they were at their best, they're like dominant force.
Yeah.
Well, from time to time, ARL could be threat to them, or Cohen, as far as I can remember. Or Bacon, of course, we cannot forget Bacon. But now, yeah, as you said, they have been from league race. They have been now from league racing for quite a lot of time. I think Celertas broke,
Wow.
went to merger, like back in September.
Yeah.
And
We have another fastest lap from Mali, who's absolutely on fire right now. 2:13.0s. He's done very well. Alexis Beast, we were just following along, also doing well. I think HBS is about halfway around the track as well in the Haas livery, and of course everybody very intrigued by the new Haas livery reveal today. ARL33 has been saying that he's been using the dry front wing, so he's got to get changing that. He needs to crank on some downforce. That will certainly explain some of that difficulty he had getting around the corners. But HBS for the line gets, what is it, a 1:15.8, and I think we might have Rennes starting a lap here then, Ivan.
Yeah, we do. So coming to Niki Lauda corner, braking, third gear. Stay away from that curve on left hand side, because it will throw you to the shower. Braking for Remus. Second gear, not hitting the apex quite that much, and he loses the car, almost bends it into the wall. And surely that's lap in the bin for Dutch driver in the Ferrari.
Yes, indeed. Well, drivers on 3-4 lap old wets here. Is that a good tactic, Ivan, just to get out there and just keep running the laps in the hope the track improves while you're out there?
Yeah, I think it is, because if you haven't, you'll have less fuel in the car will turn quicker, tires will also get up more temperature, I will say, and if the track improves, you are really have high chance of improving your lap time quite much, as Ben is on the lap.
Ben is on a lap, and he's purpled that middle sector, I think, and the first sector. So he's really dialed in here on brand new wet tyres. I don't think he's rusty, and I think his time is going to be pretty good.
Apparently.
Oh, final sector pretty
P9.
poor, 15.1. So slower than Dittel out there. Let's give a little bit of time here to Yuki, racing for the Contest of Speed team. Though not here, of course, just his handle. Yuki struggling to get the car out of turn 3 there. And now into turn 7. Very easy to invalidate across the curb at turn 8, across the apex, because you can almost cancel it out. You're not really thinking it's a turn, but easy to pick the blind apex incorrectly. Over the asphalt, over the AstroTurf in the middle. Bit wide. I think that's what you were emoting about there, Ivan. Bit wide on the final corner, but a 13.7 is good enough for third place. Massive gap between first, second and third here.
Yeah, Mali really put the bar quite high with that early laps.
Not wrong.
ARL also managed to get into 1:13s meanwhile, but I think Yuki can still find lots of time in this in his next attempt, because I think he definitely lost around, I will say, 10th or 2 with that lockup into Red Bull Mobile corner.
Absolutely. We've got Ronan on a lap. Haven't watched him for a while, so we're going to... You see lots of front locking, Ivan. What can they do about that front locking as they do these heavy braking zones in the wet?
Front locking, maybe they're trying to carry a little bit too much speed in going into corners, and they just misjudge their braking points. Or they're using pretty much triceps, as cars are sliding all over the place. You can see that they are pushing. But we'll see what Ron can get through Johan Rindt corner. Didn't took that much of the apex as it.
That's how it's done. That's nice.
There. Red Bull corner. Nice.
Yeah, good improvement up to P5. So a good showing for McLaren and for Red Bull right now. But it's I think the Williams of Marley who is fastest. He's on an outlap. I'm waiting and watching for Sparks as well, because he's going to be the favourite to take pole, I think, tonight, Ivan.
Yeah, I think he's sandbagging.
A 33.353, maybe just trying out his setup. I maybe made a mistake, but I do think over the course of the next 7 minutes, I think Sparks will be on there. Well, Marley is about to close out the first sector of his lap, and he's slightly slower. So we'll check in with Sparks, who's invalidated across the first corner. So the good thing about the Red Bull Ring is it's a very short track, so you make an invalidation, you can save the tyres, and you can run again, even in dry setup. But of course in the wets, you can just keep running and running until you get a valid lap.
Rest is on the lap.
Good stuff. Well, I'm just going to hang out with Marley for a minute and see what his middle sector time is. He was slightly slower, but only 5 thousandths over his time. He's 1.5 tenths under through the middle sector. He's got a fastest middle sector. So let's stay with him until the end of his lap and see if he can drop into the 112s here on the wet tyres.
Yuki goes up to P2. Sorry for interrupting you there.
No, that's right. Exactly. So
113.421.
Second and third place is getting closer to Marley's time, but Marley drops it further to a 12.794. And that's going to make everybody question their own abilities a little bit here. Sparks is he on another lap? It seems to be valid at this moment.
Will Sparks pull an ace out of his sleeve?
He's got a purple middle sector at least. Certainly seems to be struggling to hang on to the car through that middle sector. Was a handful, but he usually. Oh, a little bit of counter steering, just kept the lap valid, and he's right on the ragged edge here, really pushing hard. Is this the fastest time? It's a 13. No, it's not. It's a 13.3, so it's still nearly half a second away from Marley. And Sparks not quite able to match at this point, but it was a good lap nonetheless, Ivan.
Yeah, it was, but this really makes a question. Is everyone on dry setup and Marley's on a wet setup? Which if he is, and if the race is dry, which will cost him dearly, or he just has that like crazy amount of grip through corners compared to the others.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's just today joined the league, so he's joining with a very strong start in qualifying at least.
Yeah, I'm still watching Sparks because he went for another lap.
Yeah, and he's quicker.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah, it's not happening, unfortunately, for Sparks this time out. Sakib joins us in the live chat, as well as ARL, who Sakib is a fan of Sparks and ARL, so obviously a friend of the channel. 717, or G7 we might call him. He's the owner of Come to Your Life, and he's providing the sweatshirt. I mean, the hoodie. I'm hoping that that he doesn't win and he ends up making a sweatshirt for himself for the prize. Maybe he thinks that'd be a good idea, but we'll see.
Well, maybe
certainly save on postage.
He'll save some money on the.
He's just going a bit slowly at the moment in the Alpha Tauri. You say Bachi. Let's look at Bachi then.
Yeah.
For Red Bull. Oh, that looked very greedy on the apex.
He went really aggressive on that curve.
Oh, I think his connection's not great by the look of things. Difficult to sit and watch with him.
Yep, definitely. Oh, we have yellow flag there. In pit straight for some reason.
I think we're okay.
And we have Wong Fei on the lap, I think.
Let's go see Wong Fei.
Wong Fei, I think slight improvement.
Dittel is trying the inters here, and that's adventurous by the look of the amount of water on track.
Well, knowing him from CLE days, I know he sometimes could be a little bit opportunistic, but not this opportunistic. Who knows? Maybe the gamble pays off.
Well, Wang Fei is rally crossing his way through turn 2. It was turn 3. Very difficult to get the car out of the corner there.
6 tenths off in first sector.
Is that right?
I'm just following him. Curious to see will that pay off.
6 tenths. Yeah.
Ben is also on the lap. He went to 13.892.
Oh, Wang Fei has a fastest middle sector. I wonder if the track is improving a little bit here. Wang Fei was negative in the first sector, positive in the second.
Let's see the middle sector. He's 2.3 seconds off this time. I think he just put a little bit more fuel in his car.
Wang Fei had a monster final sector there and moved straight up to P3. So the current order with 1.5 minutes to go before the checker is Marley, Sparks, Wang Fei, Yuki, ARL, G7, Rents, Ronan, Ben Watson and Barchi. But Marley is back out and he's 1/4 of a second faster than he's been before through just sector 1. He's going to get a tow from Alexis in front, who gets out of the way nicely on the exit of turn 3, sorry. Always think of that as turn 2, but it's technically turn 3. We'll see what Marley's got.
Say that Merck will have Williams. I thought it's always the opposite, watching the real F1.
We'll see. Is Sparks up on his time? I think he is. He's got a purple first sector as well, so they're doing battle, Marley and Sparks here. Perhaps the final or penultimate attempt here. Marley is 600ths faster than he's been before. ARLs goes to P2, but Sparks is faster through sector 1 than he's been before. Can he match that in sector 2? I think Marley's going to make it even harder. Wow! Sparks has gained half a second going through sector 2. What about Marley to finish up? He does drop the bar slightly by 1/100th of a second. What about Sparks? Can he hold on to the lap? Because he's got an amazing chance here at doing it. He's got some traffic, behind HBS. But he's just about within the slipstream. 1:11, 1:12, 1:12.644 from Sparks. What a finish. And he did that with HBS right in front of him. And well, he can well afford to do that right now. We'll see if anyone else has got anything here to tackle in return. It won't be ARL who's going through the kitty litter. Yuki is on intermediates and is going slightly quicker, but he goes wide through turn 3. And that will ruin everything on that one. You think Art's on something?
I didn't see his short sector, but let's see, because I think he might improve. I don't know.
I say Yuki trying to do this on the inters, but he's invalidated going super wide. But what a lap from Sparks!
I had a feeling that kid will pull something out of his sleeve.
Quite possible. Marley goes pole. Marley on a 12.5 just gets it right to the death. He obviously passed the line just ahead of the checker, and I didn't think he'd done it. But Marley steals pole by less than 1/10 of a second from Sparks. Everybody knows Sparks' pace, but Marley swans into the league just today and straight into pole position, and not in an easy conditions, not in conditions they would have practiced a huge amount. Brilliant stuff.
As HBS goes out as well on the start finish straight, but all of them finished their laps, I think.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah. I think we are in for a good season, as there are cars not ghosting on time, and we have multiple car crash after the flag. Absolutely.
So Marley getting the pole position there in the Williams, 12.578 and just 6/100th of a second in front of Sparks. Wang Fei with a very impressive 3rd place and ARL in 4th. We have Yuki and Art 5th and 6th. Then Rents, Ronan, Ben Watson, Barchi are your top 10. Alexis, Dittel, HBS will be able to start from the well, I guess everyone gets free choice of tyres, but they'll be starting outside of the top 10. I will not be competing, although I managed to not select spectator in time. So you may see my name on the on the foot of the field before I've managed to exit from the session. But wow, what a brilliant stuff from him. And Tiago, a driver that I know from another league, joins us to say, come on, Marley. So he's impressed with Marley no end.
Well, I think seeing these two, we are in for a good season. And because in this qualifying session, if it's going to be like this for the entire race, for the entire season, or if they are going to do something similar like that in the race, we'll have battle of two for the win. Because based on qualifying, during qualifying, those two were in league on their own. Because Sparks was only 600ths of a second behind Mali, and then ARL was 716, 7/10 behind Mali, like over 7/10, I think. So
yeah, definitely.
It's going to be close.
I'm just trying to get myself out of the game because I'm still
You have
sitting there in
formation
line.
lap.
Yeah, I need to get out of that. Come on.
I might just see the tire
Let's get the car up
options.
to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
Any ideas how I exit? How do I retire from session?
Options.
Yeah.
And then I think you should have retired this session.
It doesn't say so.
Then you need to do formation lap.
Great.
Then I'll just give tire choices for the
Thank you.
for the grid. So Mali, Sparks, and Wongfi. So all of top three drivers went for medium. Then there's ARL on softs. Same as Art, Renz, Ronan, and HBS. Yuki's also opted for mediums. Also, the rest of guys who are on mediums are Ben Watson, Barchi, Alexis Beast, Dittel, and Dittel.
Okay.
So cars are lining up.
So it looks like we've got dry conditions predicted, at least.
Or lining up on the grid. Yep, it seems dry, but we never know if the rain will come. It's always an element of surprise.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
they cannot script that.
Oh man, I hope I get myself out of the session before the lights go off. I'm afraid I haven't had this before. Someone predicting.
Well, I think you won't, because my friend had that once, and I think he missed the initial start, but he got to the first corner.
Okay, let me try and get there for everybody.
Oh, Barchi disconnected. In slides out and away we go. Mali with a slightly better initial start than Sparks, but Sparks is right in his gearboxes. We have three wide going into Niki Lauda corner behind, between Wongfi, Yuki, and ARL. I think ARL picked up some wing damage because he's dropping down the order quite massively. Art goes up to P5 or
We've
6.
got Renz and Wongfi navigating the exit of turn 3, and it's very difficult indeed as they then scream down towards turn 2, and no moves down in the front of the track, but a three-wide situation. We've got Haas, two Alfa Romeos coming to blows, both Red Bulls right at the tail of the field, and a nightmare for Red Bull and for Alfa Romeo. But it's Renz and Art exchanging places. Renz with a slightly unusual move there on lap 1. And brilliant stuff. We see Marley and Sparks continue to lead from Yuki, Renz, Art, Wongfi and Ronan, and then the guys who've had some trouble, Alexis, Ben Watson, HBS, Dittel, ARL and Barchi down in the tail of the field. Dittel's obviously had a few problems as well. He's gone straight into the pits to mend some damage.
Wing damage probably.
And is that Art and Renz trying to squabble over the first corner as well? Medium tyres on the front three is going to be a good way to start this race. Renz, I think, is going to be within range here. Rents launches a speculative one, goes right over the apex, and that was way too late to make a move, and thankfully avoided devastating contact. But Sparks is on it. It's 3/10 away from Marley at the front.
Yeah, eventful start. You say that. Something happened between Wongfi, Yuki, and ARL. That's why ARL went that much down the field. There were 3 wide going into Niki Lauda corner. That corner is complicated even if you have 2 wide, especially, and if you have 3 wide, it's almost impossible to navigate it.
Definitely. Well, the front 3 getting away fairly calmly. Sparks not exactly right on the back of Marley. Yuki is close, and so is Art to the back of Rents. Art is clearly a little bit frustrated, being bested by Rents on the first lap, and he's coming back at him now with DRS enabled. Rents forces him to the outside. He'll have the inside line for the next corner. Difficult exit for turn 3, and up the inside comes Wongfi in the Ferrari, but Rents didn't go for it before the DRS detection zone, so he's going to come down the outside, and we know, Ivan, that people can go around the outside around turn 3.
Yep, Checo tried to do that in real life.
Apparently we've got some chance of rain today, so the medium runners will have the most flexible strategy, but if the rain comes before the soft tyres run out, it's game on.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about that element of or will it come, or
how about Yuki though? Really on terms with Sparks on the same tyres, and the COS teammates here really sharpening each other. I know Yuki is a top driver, but I hadn't put him quite on the pace of Sparks, who might be feeling a little bit held up both in qualifying and at the start of the race, but he's not hassling the back of Marley quite the way Yuki is the back of Sparks. It looks to be evening up a little bit now.
I'm watching a little bit. I'm watching a battle for fourth between Rents, Art, and Wongfi. So Art in the Ferrari sandwich at the moment.
Yeah, he's still struggling with those Ferraris.
Art and Rents. For 3-time penalties, it's quite early to have it.
They've been battling hard. They've definitely been battling hard, Rents and Art. So they're pushing each other off the track slightly, not literally, but in terms of their
Art, bit of slide.
Way they're pushing.
Sure, you can Rent.
Just want to see.
Corner, bit of slide.
Has Yuki got enough DRS to have a go here on Sparks? Not quite, but they are about to swap places in the front.
Will Sparks attack Marley? That's a question. Sparks also got the momentum, and I think Marley a little bit of VRS, not quite.
Patiently waiting for the next opportunity, the top drivers, and Rents continues to struggle between 2 Ferraris.
You mean
Looks
Art?
like Yuki's very close again, but not quite close enough.
Rents is in the Ferrari. Art is enough. Art is in between 2 Ferraris.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry for the.
No, it's if I make a mistake, that's not a problem. Yuki.
Alexis Weiss and ARL fighting.
Yuki's got good grip going through turn 8. He'll be right on the tail of Sparks going through 9 and 10. Enough to disturb the car, so he's going to have to crank that steering more than he's expecting. Was that a wheel on the grass for Yuki as he's trying to get the car tucked right up behind Sparks, but Sparks has got DRS as well, and you feel Yuki would have a chance here. What about Art?
Contact.
Oh, now, I think both drivers could have given more space there between Rents and Art. Both were determined to take the corner.
I think Art should just take the grass, not go in reverse, because he might end up getting the Art track.
Art has retired from the session, but Sparks for the lead down into turn 3. But the switch back from Marley, is it on? I think Marley's going to save that one. Brilliant stuff. Great defense.
Profit on that. Really entertaining race for now. Art questionable retiring on track. He might be angry. He might maybe pull out the sponsorship. Of course.
Yeah, let's hope not. Indeed, as Yuki, Sparks, and Marley continue on this challenge. Sparks gets closer. You could just see from the helicopter how they're yo-yoing between each other.
It's, and Wongfi and Ren's fighting. No team orders at Ferrari at the moment.
Sparks to the inside of Marley. He's going to go for a late move. Marley will be slightly ahead as they take the apex.
Oh, close. Bit of banging.
Fantastic stuff.
Will Yuki get the momentum? That's a question. I think not, because he got the boxed in between two cars, behind two cars. Going through for the wider line on the entry. Okay, try a little bit more speed.
Definitely, these top three very much on a pace of their own at the moment. Marley, Sparks and Yuki, as they were from the starting grid, but Wongfi, Rents, close together teammates, followed by Ronan, ARL, Alexis and HBS, Barchi, Ben Watson and Dittle Lick, right at the tail of the field, not where they would expect to be at all.
Yep. Usually, in our predecessor league, of course, Salaritas, they'll be at the places in the places where Mali, Sparks, and Yuki currently are.
Absolutely. Sparks
and Sparks is, I think, launching attack for the lead.
Oh, here we go. No, he's just too far back. That's half an attack and half a defense, I think. That positioning, it wasn't enough to go for it, but maybe on the next one Yuki will be close enough. He's certainly very close indeed, but it's just that DRS of the car in front stopping him from having a go.
Oh, Sparks took up.
Well, Sparks getting a little bit leery at this point, but I think it's too early for the tyres. The soft tyres are still hanging on, 7 laps in.
Yeah. It might just be a dirty air.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, look at Yuki. He really closes through that middle sector. Sparks perhaps favouring a bit of top speed on his setup over Yuki. Although often teammates across divisions in esports teams are sharing setups, but I think perhaps not this time.
I think that's not the case this time. Knowing both of them.
Yeah. Well, Sparks still half a second behind Marley, so he's always going to have that DRS to help. But yeah, good catch with ARL in the pits. So the first of the soft runners pitting to strategy at the end of lap 8. Lightning's here. I didn't think Lightning could do Friday nights, but he's here in the chat. It's just great to see.
All right. Okay, he's alive, so I don't need to call him.
That's right. Through the middle sector go the top 3. Now 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. There's a definite. It's a race of at least 3 groups here. Sparks knows it as well, doesn't he? Sparks shaping to the inside and trying to discourage that move.
Yeah, I think he went a little bit defensive going into Jochen Rindt. Jochen Rindt corner. Going to kill out that corner again. Will Sparks have enough momentum to maybe launch attack on Mali, who doesn't have DRS, but he can maybe try to defend help of DRS. Sparks again a little bit too far. Mali seems to go away on the acceleration after making a lot of corner, enough to defend for Sparks.
No, exactly. Sparks is going for the lead. Sparks down the inside. Is it a repeat of before? Yeah, they go side by side, and Marley saw it coming, went for the switchback yet again.
Sparks tried to catch Marley like on sleep, but the Marley, like he managed to get in Sparks' head, like he knew what's gonna happen. He was one step ahead of Sparks.
Yeah.
Yuki gets at a 3-second time penalty.
That's really important for the race. Yuki getting those penalties already. So he'll be hoping that the rest of them do.
And Mali have.
Yeah, Yuki, Wangfi, Renz, all with penalties. Here comes Sparks yet again.
Sparks.
Going for it now into turn 3.
Again, going a little bit deep. But will he get in on acceleration contact? A little bit of contact there. Side by side. Going to turn 4. Sparks yields. Lockups again, I think. But these two guys know each other quite well, because I've been told from Ali that he raced Sparks back on F20, I think. I don't know if it was like...
The top 3 back in the order they started, Marley, Sparks and Yuki. Behind them, some distance away now, 6 seconds of Wangfi and Rents, with Ronan very close behind. And then a big gap to Alexis, all on his own, followed then by the tail of the field, which is HBS, Ben Watson, Dittel, Barchi and ARL. But ARL has pitted already and should find himself in some clear air. Here comes Sparks, though, again, much further ahead as they go into turn 3 this time.
Deep, going deep.
Ivan, he didn't need to brake that early, did he? That late. He had the corner.
Yeah, he could. I didn't saw like first part of move, but there's no way you can make it if you brake that late. You should at least start braking a little bit earlier to make the corner, because if this game doesn't like a bit of Daniel Ricciardo braking.
Yeah, exactly.
But this allowed Yuki to close in on Sparks again. Sparks again takes the defensive line. I wonder if Ecos gave them some notes about taking each other out of how to race when they're close to each other in league races, or they're just allow them to have fun.
I would imagine that it's good for them to compete with one another without constraints, but yeah, it's definitely a consideration. They wouldn't want people fighting too publicly, but yeah, I think having 2 teammates in the top 3 would be good for Ecos. Marley, though, still ahead of both of them.
Well, good for a promotional team, if nothing. And they're already good things.
Absolutely. Yuki with that penalty, though, I know he's braking off the track slightly there. Perhaps just pushing the track limits too much slightly.
I don't remember if that Sparks and Mark got a single warning. I might just not seen, but seems that way. As Dittel and Ben Watson go into P8 and P9 so all of a sudden HBS spun, I think.
This
somewhere.
is Ben Watson, who has pitted, Dittel Lick, who hasn't, as the top 3 go across the start-finish line for the 14th time, and a little way yet until they go for their to their pit stops. But possibly Marley just getting away from Sparks slightly, although of course all that hard work undone by the DRS. What about Ben Watson and Dittel Lick? Are they about to trade places or not? We know they play very nicely together.
They already traded.
What about Ronan, though? Ronan passed
Ronan launching one into turn 3.
And getting by, I think, is that HBS being lapped here after an incident. But Ronan on the up.
His corner, but yeah, a big lock up from Ronan.
Doing well, Ronan, up 3 places from his start position and still keeping those softs alive at this stage of the race, being able to be aggressive on making moves. 4 up both for Alexis and Dittel. 6 down for ARL, but remember, he pitted early and will be trying to take those tyres to the end now.
But the Alphas trading places, Ben and Dittel, they're just, I think, using tactics of pulling each other with DRS. But they'll shrink quite a nice pace again, because remember, he had to pit in first lap because of wing damage.
That's right. That's right. So HBS has gone on to hard tyres. I assume he started on the mediums and doesn't think he can get to the end of the race on the softs. So the only other option for him to stay on a 1-stop is to go on a hards. But that's going to be difficult work for him.
If I was him, I'll risk it a little bit more with tire saving of those mediums, and as little league gets time penalty.
Yeah, another penalty on the board for him. Just check in with the penalties. You might be able to have a look for us, Ivan, on Race Director at Marley and Sparks warning positions.
Marley has only one single warning.
Situation going on for Yuki, just slowing on that last lap significantly, losing out the DRS, which frees up Sparks to be able to go full attack on Marley. Will Sparks choose this moment to seize control of the race?
He might do, because he's really close. He's using ERS. He's in the slipstream.
And he doesn't have to have an eye on defence. He's well ahead. Will he be able to brake early enough this time? And he's on the apex safely. He hasn't outbraked himself. Sparks for the lead on lap 16.
But Marley will come back. Marley has DRS this time.
Sparks is going to give him the inside. Marley very late on the brakes. Sparks perhaps a little too early on the brakes that time.
Yeah, Sparks. I think Sparks didn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Because one wrong step there, and both of the races could end up in tears, or race for only one of them. But
if you're unsure about the tyre life, I would have expected Sparks to take the inside and have the ability to control the corner, but he decided the outside was the place to be, and Marley gets by again, and Yuki has caught them both quite comfortably. So these three definitely got good speed, but I'm really interested to see whether either of the second and third place drivers could get away from Marley if they got past.
Yeah, but both of those guys are on 1 second, or on one warning. But
okay.
Yuki, I think he slowed down because he knew they are going to fight, and of course he's there sitting in dirty air, not being able to rotate because of that DRS train. And I think he just slightly backed off deliberately to save a little bit more tires and DRS and just go in attack again. Once they start once he sees the opportunity. As ARL makes a move to P8, but he loses it as we have Ronan and Renz going for it.
Yeah, they find themselves together again. Ronan trying to hold off, but Renz tried to keep going through turn 8, through to 7's turn 6, and unfortunately, because he was the rearmost car, he lost out as the car pendulums around and a yellow flag caused, but not enough for anything. Any kind of caution period. Sparks, Marley and Yuki still locked together in battle this whole race long as we go past the halfway point on this first race of the ARL second season.
Exactly. Breaking news. Sparks has picked up one more warning meanwhile on lap 16, while Marley is still on 1. So Sparks should be extra careful from now.
Absolutely. Sparks now in that range. It'd be good if we could actually get their warning count or something, and be, like visually on the screen. That'd be pretty useful, but I suppose slightly unfair tactically. Yuki, Sparks and Marley. I'm fascinated by how these guys are going to continue fighting, whether Marley can hold on the whole race long. Lap 19 now, Marley from Sparks and Yuki as they qualified, followed by Wongfi, Ronan, Alexis, ARL, Rents, Ben Watson, Dittle and Barchi. And then we have lost, unfortunately, HBS and Art. I did not. I was not racing. I just didn't press spectate early enough, unfortunately. I hope you're enjoying the race today. If you are, hit the subscribe button. I know of at least one driver who hasn't hit the subscribe button, so didn't get notified when we went live today. So that's definitely something to fix. If you're not subscribed to your own channel, that's a bit of a mistake, but I won't embarrass them. Wongfi with 6 seconds of penalties, Rents with 12. Everybody else that are penalised with 3 seconds so far.
Yep, but look at those guys in front, going for it for 20 laps.
Yeah.
And still they haven't decided who will win and who won't.
It's absolutely hypnotic watching these guys. Oh, Yuki with a very late move sends Sparks slightly round, and they will do battle all the way down to the next corner.
Oh,
they're touching. They're not happy with each other at all. Both of them will feel aggrieved. I think that Yuki will have a good exit here and the inside line for the next corner if they can stay together. But a little bit of rubbing. Wow, as they go through 10-6 side by side and just survive. But Yuki got the best of it, and he might be able to stay ahead for a little while now.
Yeah, but those two will surely have an interesting chat after the race.
I think so. Something was going to give, though. They were both fighting hard, and Sparks pits. So Yuki turns around, and Sparks goes for the undercut, and that'll be easy work if Yuki makes that mistake. Marley with such patience to get to this point in the race. We have a green flag back, so no safety car at this stage. But Marley held on until Yuki and Sparks tripped over each other.
Well, I think Sparks can try to attack Marley, but basically broke maybe a little bit too late. He was maybe not broke too late, but he was close. He was already in the air. He was a bit out of shape. Yuki saw the opportunity, misjudged his braking point quite a bit. There's some light contact which almost sent Sparks spinning because he was already out of shape there.
Yeah.
But I will say racing incident.
Lightning will disagree with you, who says unacceptable, completely unacceptable. And now he's saying it's because Sparks got flustered. I don't think so. But yeah, and he says, Sparks got he dived into the pits and got a 5-second penalty, Ivan. So it's not all over as Marley pits now. Yuki will inherit the lead, but of course
Sparks got a penalty.
Yeah,
Sparks got a penalty.
Another one for Sparks. So he's now on 8 as Marley comes out of the pits alongside.
Right close, right next to each other. Sparks going on the outside of Remus. Going to Remus. Full brake latest. Going over that curb.
Marley is absolutely owning the inside of the track tonight. He's doing a great job defending from Sparks. But, clearly a lot of trust with each other.
Again, who brakes latest. Contact.
Wow, they continually to go side by side. Marley seems to get the better of that one very slightly on those slightly fresh and soft tyres, and drifts away slowly from Sparks again.
As ARL and Rens are fighting for P6, we're trying to make a switch back on ARL.
So they are side by side, similarly into 10-6.
Another time penalty for Sparks.
What is going on with Sparks?
He lost it.
Did he go across the middle of the...
He left the session.
Ah. Okay. So, Marley might have just been handed this one by Yuki and Sparks, as Sparks has decided to leave us, unfortunately. Hate to see it. Really hate to see it, but you can understand the frustration. We just ask people to go to the pit lane if they can.
Off his front wing.
Okay.
There's no front wing on his car.
But we do ask Ivan people to go to the go into the pits to retire.
Pits, yeah, but he didn't technically rage, but he just left the session. He didn't retire on track. So I think you find a loophole in the regulations.
I don't think that ARL is going to be pleased with that, whether it's a loophole or not, frankly. But
well.
But yeah, Lightning just clarifies his point of view. Lightning says that it was a bad move from Yuki. It was too late, but
maybe it was too late. But it's racing. The people. I know it's a quite good term, but for the stream, but when people can smell blood, they go for it.
Yeah.
And
the longer drivers follow each other, the more frustrated they get, right?
Yeah, they are restrained. I think that's pretty much a typical problem, especially in league racing nowadays. Especially in F1 2021.
Yeah.
You get just more frustrated, and as legendary as Ayrton Senna once said, I'm not designed to race second, third, fourth, or fifth. I'm designed to win. Like, basically, if you're on track, if you have pace, you go for win. There's no denying it. And incidents happen. It's the sport. Even esports is the sport.
You want people to go for it, you do. And you're going to quote Ayrton Senna. I'll quote Ricky Bobby, which is to say that second is the first loser, which was his ethos. It was win or bust, as it was with several drivers over the history. As Wangfi goes around the outside, he's matched with Ronan down the start-finish straight. This one is for big points, up it there in second and third place now, with Yuki being demoted following that spin near the pit stop window. And I think the tyres fading will have certainly influenced that incident we saw.
Outside, forcing May Wangfi into a mistake.
Good move overall. Nicely passed goes Wangfi, but he's still vulnerable on this straight as he hugs that inside line.
Bit of Lumineer effect there.
That's nice. That's good driving from Wangfi. Nice and defensive, and hopefully for him, he will start to pull away into the next sectors and be able to start defending next over.
I think that's Wangfi's tactics right now. Park it and see how it goes. As he's out of ARS, I think his rear light is flashing.
Wow. Early to be out of ARS. Yeah, you're right. He's below 10%, and but Ronan's on 1%. So they're spending with 10 to go now. 10 to go.
Oh, that's Ronan behind Wangfi. I'm sorry, Yuki's behind all of them.
Yeah.
I apologize to the people in the stream. I didn't notice.
Yeah, it's that spin. It's that spin after the contact with Sparks. I was going to say, Ivan, you think the tyres coming to the end of their life for Yuki and Sparks fed into that incident we saw?
Well, Yuki pitted afterwards, so that's it's on the old tyres yet. And the tyres were definitely dead for him as ARL tries to make a move on Renz. There's a bit of contact, I think, but Renz is through safely. ARL misjudged his braking point. But in tyres matter, Sparks, Renz lost it.
Yeah, Renz turned round in the gravel at the moment. It's facing the wrong direction. It's going to rejoin just in front of Mercedes driver Alexis. He was on track there, but I think Alexis had enough warning from the yellow flags to get out of the way. So Renz dropping down to 7th here on lap 27. Heading into the pits.
Yeah, but as I was saying for tyres, yeah, their tyres surely must be dead until the point they were fighting, because therefore on them for how much? 21 laps? Around 20 laps or so? And maybe that's the reason they collide, because you can also in the spirit in the middle of the fight they're fighting, you can easily, while going for it, you can easily misjudge the tire grip and outbrake yourself and have a contact. But yeah, definitely tires were dead at.
Well, penalties all round the field apart from first and last. So one driver driving fast and clean, one driver less fast and also clean, but everybody else catching penalties. It looks like Marley has got a bit of a stranglehold on this one after Yuki's error and Sparks left the session. Really just now he's doing battle Ivan with his own focus and attention.
Yeah, but it's basically this race turned from Mali versus Sparks versus Yuki into Mali versus Mali.
Yes.
Those three were on league of their own until mistake from Yuki, And yeah, now Mali is having a really comfortable lead in front of Wong Fei and Ronan are battling for P2, and Yuki is trying to catch them up to get that podium spot.
Yeah, agreed.
But,
Ronan is trying to get second here. He's still within DRS. Hasn't quite got the pace of Wong Fei in front, but the race will come, do you think, to Ronan, or do you think that their tyres will be in similar condition to the end of the race here, Ivan, with 7 to go?
I think Wong Fei's tyres should be start die shortly, because obviously he's on softs who die, who are, yeah, of course, faster tyre, but they are more aggressive when it comes to degradation, while Ronan is on mediums who are balanced in terms of speed and degradation, but I think they should be similar around these few laps, but Yuki is behind them with 3 all softs. Let's
he is closing Yuki as well. Yuki now down to 3.3 seconds from this battle for the podium. And I know it's the first race of the championship, and I think we've got 15 weeks, 15 races in this championship. But the points count just the same in the first race as any other race of a championship campaign. So it's good to get off to a good start, and Yuki will be very aware that he wants to get himself up in the big points before the end of this race. He's got 6 laps to make up a 3.4 second gap so far.
Yeah, but the reason why Red Bull is last, Red Bull Barkley is last, is that he disconnected right at the start of the race, so he couldn't really compete. Wong Fei and Ronan still following each other.
Yeah, the Alfa Romeo is very close as well. Just passing each other for fun, I think. They used to do this, didn't they? In Division 2, they used to follow each other the whole race long and then fight in the last few laps.
Like, get rid of the... I think their strat was always get rid of the pack and then deal it between yourself for the win.
Exactly.
Well, if there wasn't Cohen or Porchi, Justin or Branch.
Yeah, they're on a different strategy. They've split the strategy on the Alfa Romeo team there.
Yeah, so but they are just... I think they're just getting into a rhythm, really. I don't know for Ben and if they race since CLE broke or went to merger.
Yeah, that needs to be that's the big question for Dittel and for them. Whoa, a big dive down, and it's another McLaren dive into turn 3. This time it's Ronan on Wong Fei.
Ronan, and he lost it.
Same result
He's
though.
round.
Same result for the McLaren team, so a definite debrief needed in the McLaren office after that one. That was yeah, another very speculative move, and it didn't work out again.
Well, I didn't manage to see it, but if you say it was dive, well, I didn't know McLaren have turned into torpedoes in this race.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way, doesn't it?
Orange torpedoes.
No, exactly.
But joke on side, why I don't know why people are trying to go for those late moves into turn 3. They're ruining, first of all, their own race. Second of all, they can ruin other people's races.
Yeah.
And I think you just need to be patient. I understand you have to go for it. I still think this is a racing incident, but you need to be more patient. You cannot win the race in the first corner, or and you don't need to win it be like 4 laps to go or so.
Exactly. Yeah, Ronan has had to pit as well with just 4 laps to go. Bad news for Ronan, as obviously some damage. The Alfa Romeo's just trying to trade places once again. Not close enough.
ARL going long and getting P4.
It could be. He is going very long on those mediums, isn't he?
22 laps.
Yeah, tough job, but he's making it work at the moment. So damage limitation. He had a real problem in the first lap, down to last with his teammate, but has recovered up to 4th, whereas his teammate still down there at the foot of the field, some 30 seconds off the
I
back of an AI driver, Sparks, at this late stage.
Well, those Sparks and Barchi are in AI. I think I said that Barchi disconnected. So.
You think Barchi went? Yeah, of course, yeah. So
yeah.
they're driving at a predetermined pace. It's not working out, unfortunately. Hopefully we see them both come back strong, though, Ivan, in the next race.
Well, hopefully. I'm also like wanting for Sparks, because usually he can get a little bit too annoyed with the incomes of some incidents.
Sure.
But I will understand him totally at his point, because he was fighting for the win, trying pretty much a perfect race. Then it all went. His whole hard work was undone.
Yeah, true.
By one
it is a tough one to deal with. It definitely is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all part of the racing. Yeah, all part of racing, all part of maturity and experience. And we know he's got the speed to win a championship overall. Of course, we've been very unfortunate not to see Amaril back, who's our reigning champion here at ARL. I hope Amaril does come back.
Amaril had to do a Rosberg.
Yeah, the stress of winning that first championship from behind Amaril got it in the end.
Sector 3, Ferrari.
We do, with just 2 to go. I think we're just within range where we wouldn't see a safety car. Rents has managed to get going again, as you say, so that's good. Yeah. Still on for a P10 here. Might get a P9 if Sparks' car is invalidated. But yeah, exactly. Ronan and Alexis going for it.
Ronan we should have some small advantage here, because he's on 11 laps fresher tires.
Senna joins us in the chat and has some kind words for both of us, so that's very nice.
Well, thanks, Senna.
Hopefully Senna will be back to racing
next season, hopefully.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Marley, I think, is going to get this one. He's coming up to start his penultimate lap. Just started, I think. And,
I mean, a miracle should happen that he doesn't get it, but I think we should give him a screen time, because
yeah, you're right.
He drew absolutely.
I mean, he wasn't short on screen time in the first half of the race.
I mean, I'm screen time for this final lap.
Definitely.
He drew, as I said, absolutely perfect race. Didn't do any mistakes. Kept his cool when he was under enormous pressure from not only from one driver, but from 2 of them, very quick drivers, and in the league of his own today with 13.7 seconds lead, coming to turn number 4.
Oh, exactly.
And Yuki's
so far.
Maybe get Wongfi for the P2.
It's going to be close, but he's a little bit far away for the major overtaking parts of the track.
Well, penalties will play a big part here, but even if he overtakes him, he'll still be third.
Well, here comes Marley then. Marley to take a commanding win in the first race of the official ARL second season. Marley had it all his own way really in the second half of the race, but fought hard to keep that position. Wongfi and Yuki will duke it out for the second and third places. Wongfi gets it after all with all the penalties, and we wait to see ARL on that comeback trail possibly come home and bring it home fourth. All the drivers behind him have got more penalties than he has, so ARL with a very good performance overall, Ivan.
Yeah, definitely. ARL. I think plenty of people gave up in his place after that first lap when he got absolutely swamped with that. I don't know if he had damage or he lost out with that melee going to with Wongfi and Yuki going to Niki Lauda corner, but
Ronan in fifth as well.
With a race.
Ben Watson brings the car home in 6th place. So some good results, and hopefully you can take us through the final standings when they come. Alexis gets driver of the day. I think we'll probably see why shortly in terms of places gained overall, but I think ARL would be a strong call for driver of the day as well. Marley, though, had it all his own way.
It's a decision between ARL or Marley, but
I never give driver of the day to the winner.
Well, I think I can make exception to disagree with you. I'll give it to Marley. I think I said my reasons.
No worries.
Sorry, Alec.
That's fine. Well, I'll probably say, depending on Alexis, he's gained, 10 places? That's pretty impressive. Maybe Alexis gets it. But anyway, take us through the final standings, please, Ivan.
So, Marley wins it, absolutely dominating this race. Well, second stint at least. Wongfi gets P2. Yuki rounds up the podium in a McLaren. ARL P4 for Red Bull. Ronan P5 for McLaren. And then we have Ben Watson, Alexis Beast, Dittle Sparks, Rance, Barche, and then HBS and Art didn't complete the race.
Yeah, sadly. And well, we had 13 starters. We had I think 11 official finishes, but actually 9 official finishes, which isn't a bad rate of return. And hopefully you've enjoyed this first race of the season with us. Marley's disappeared from us already, and I think it's about time to close up. Any lasting thoughts, Ivan, or takeaways from that one?
Well, I will say we got we didn't have a chance to see that fight for the win until the end.
Yeah.
After that mistake, but nonetheless, we saw great action for 36 laps. There was at the front for 20 laps, then in the midfield, really, and also at the back. So pretty much action all around. We'll see great race from ARL, except ARL, Marley, and Alexis Beast, and yeah. I think people need to learn to be a little bit more patient and not to misjudge their braking point into turn 3.
Turn 3 was where all the action was, especially for the McLarens. Definitely the braking performance, not quite what the McLaren team wanted at turn 3, you'd have to say. But overall, a very good race, a high quality performance from the majority of the drivers out there. But Marley, blowing everybody away, will be the one to beat, it seems, at the early stage of this second season for ARL. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Make sure, please, that you've liked the video and shared it out to friends online. You can find me on Twitter if you want to, at WebORed5, where I post whenever I go live. And Ivan, you're on Twitter as well. Where can they find you?
My Twitter is VER Ivan.
VR, I think is _ Ivan, or is it _ Ivan?
The VER _ Ivan. Perfect.
Okay. And yeah, it's been great to commentate alongside you, and hopefully we can do this again more often. But from Ivan and myself, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel, and we will catch you on the next race day.